Hi everybody, this is Kim. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be talking about how Parkinson's patients can go from happy to angry with the flick of a switch, and how to understand mood swings with people with Parkinson's. I'm going to discuss something that was very tough for me as a daughter, and mainly because I was just watching my mom suffer. My mom had Parkinson's disease. Have you ever seen your loved one with Parkinson's go from smiling and calm to suddenly angry or frustrated, seemingly out of nowhere? I have. It's confusing, it's scary, and if you're anything like me, you've probably asked yourself, what did I do wrong? The truth, you didn't do anything wrong. Today I want to share what I've learned, both from taking care of my mom, from the research I did during those really tough moments. I'm going to share our experience and some tips on things you can do if you find yourself in a similar situation. This video is for the daughters, the sons, the grandchildren, the spouses, the friends of the brave people living with Parkinson's themselves. Because mood swings are real, and they can be really hard to understand. Remember, I am not a doctor. I am just a daughter who helped my mom. She had Parkinson's, and we learned a lot along the way. And I just want to help you through it by giving you some information and tips that I've gathered. My mom was always kind, patient, soft-spoken. We had a great relationship, and I can count on one hand the amount of times my mom would have ever said anything mean to me at all in my entire life. But a few years into her Parkinson's diagnosis, once the disease really took hold and started to change Mom's entire life experience, something changed. One day, I came to visit her for lunch. I brought her her favorite Pizza Hut pizza. We were laughing, enjoying each other. Literally, it was like a switch was tripped. A few moments later, she was furious with me over nothing. I remember standing in the kitchen, stunned. She looked at me like I had betrayed her. It turns out she was mad because I was washing the dishes. I went over to comfort her to try to figure out what was going on. As I sat there hugging her and holding her hand, she started to cry. I cried too. She apologized and said she didn't know what had happened and why she was so mad, and that she loved me. I told her I loved her. That was the day I started researching why this was happening. Was this disease taking my mom away? And the short answer, yes. So let's shift gears here a little bit. I'm going to talk some science, but I'm going to put this in plain English so it's easy to understand. Parkinson's disease affects the brain, specifically the areas that produce dopamine. Dopamine isn't just about movement, it regulates a lot of things, including mood. When dopamine levels drop, it can make it hard for the brain to stay balanced. Think of it like an emotional thermostat that's broken. It either spikes too hot or drops too cold, without warning. Also, some Parkinson's medications like levodopa can have mood side effects. And when those meds wear off, that's called the off period. And that's when my mom was often most irritable, during that off time. You know, I have a whole video on the off time experience, what it is, all about it. So after you watch this, check down in the comments section, not the comments, but the description. I'm going to have a link to that video. I found it pretty game-changing. Once we understood what off time was and how to deal with it, we were able to come up with some really good strategies. So, yeah, check in the description for that link and watch that after you watch this one. It'll be helpful. I'm pretty sure you'll learn something new in that video. Anyways, according to the Parkinson's Foundation, nearly 50% of people with Parkinson's experience some form of depression, anxiety, or mood instability. This isn't just a personality change. It's chemistry. It's the disease. Once I understood it wasn't her, it was the Parkinson's disease and that she could not control any of it, I stopped taking it personally. So, how can you prepare for these mood swings? Here are a few things that helped us and maybe can help you. The first, number one, track patterns. I started writing down when the mood swings happened. Often they came when her meds were wearing off or when she was just overtired. By keeping track, it was easy to see the patterns. I also noticed that every day after her cleaning lady came, she would always have a bad day. Why? Well, I'm not really sure, but I think it's because the few hours that the cleaning lady was there, Mom had to just sit in her recliner and relax, and it's kind of messed with her nap schedule. So the next day after the cleaning lady was there, maybe she was tired. And then another thing that kind of clicked after about the fourth or fifth time, she said that sometimes the smells give her a headache. So maybe it was the smell of the cleaning products that made her extra tired, and the next day she just had a rough day. Never really knew for sure, but we knew not to plan much for the day after the cleaning lady came, and she was just planned on getting a lot of rest on that day. Okay, the second thing you can do, talk to your neurologist and come up with a change of scenery. So Mom's neurologist was useless and really didn't have any useful tips to share with us. But some say that you can adjust medication slightly, and that may help, but we didn't do that. I found other things that help, and one thing that really helped us was when Mom was feeling really agitated or upset was to distract her by changing the scenery. I would take her for a drive, go for a short walk, go sit out in front of her apartment on a little bench, or simply go into a different room. Try some different things. It may help. Number 3, create calm routines. Noise and chaos made things so much worse. So we simplified her day. She would have the same meal time every day, same nap time every day. I would visit and call at the same time. So she knew what to expect. It was a routine, and that helped a lot. Now, number 4 is a little bit different here. Mom lived alone, so I had to create a support system and a plan for her. It made it a little harder because Mom was living independently for a lot of this, so she had full control of her day. Her physical therapist did come weekly, and so it was helpful to have someone other than myself visiting her on a regular basis, who was there to really evaluate her and could notice changes and give me helpful ideas. Mom also had a housekeeper who came once a week, and I did her shopping for her. She had a sweet friend who lived next door who popped in a lot to check on her. So kind of having this routine group of people who would stop in and chat and check on her and report to me helped. Just creating that scheduled support that Mom knew someone was going to be there on those certain days, and that helped a lot. I talked to her several times a day, every single day, so she could always tell me what was going on. But sometimes I found that she didn't want to tell me what was going on, but she would tell other people. So that's a whole other story. Okay, number 5, validate their feelings. Even if her anger didn't make sense to me, it made sense to her. I started saying things like, I see this is upsetting you. I'm here if you need me. Things like that. That would usually help, just letting her know that I was acknowledging her frustrations. I always reminded her that it's the disease that was making her feel moody and upset. And I assured her that I don't take it personally and that I still loved her. And, this really helped a lot. So, number 6, another thing we did was move Mom to assisted living. As Mom's disease got worse and her quality of life did too, the ability to care for herself was deteriorating. We chose to move her to assisted living. This was a great thing for me because I could now relax a little bit. knowing that if something happened, she had support in place. Was it perfect? Well, no. Did she love it? Not really. But I think she was starting to understand that this was a better place for her. She had people around her all the time. It created a social group for her, which I really think helped her a lot. She was expected to go down and eat meals with her friends, which not only offered consistent meal times, but also some friendships. She met quite a few people that she really enjoyed, which helped her overall mood and quality of life. She took art classes, she played cards. It was keeping her mind busy and giving her a social calendar that added to her day. So, what if you're the person that has Parkinson's disease? You know, you may feel like your emotions are running wild sometimes. You know, please know this. It's not your fault. It's the disease. Don't be hard on yourself. Hopefully your friends and family will understand that disease is affecting your mood. Share this video with them so they know what to expect and they understand what's going on. There are some tools that can help you. Talk to your doctor about antidepressants and mood stabilizers. And ask them for ideas on maybe adjusting your medication if you're starting to feel agitated a lot. The next thing is exercise. Even a little bit can boost your mood naturally. Get some fresh air. When you sit inside all day, it gets depressing for anyone. Go outside and concentrate on the warm sun on your face. Listen to the birds chirping. Focus on all the pretty flowers and plants. Or just sit and feel the breeze as it blows through your hair. These things can refocus your mind and boost your mood. The last thing is mindfulness or deep breathing. This might sound cheesy, but it really does help. My mom refused to try these things, but I personally use meditation and deep breathing exercises myself when I feel stressed or anxious, and it definitely helps focus your mind. Most importantly, though, just talk about it with your loved ones, with your doctor, even with others in the Parkinson's community. Getting it off your chest and talking about it and getting ideas from people, just might be what it sparks something inside of you to help you feel better. Okay, now a message for caregivers. Being a caregiver is exhausting, especially when on top of everything physical going on with the Parkinson's patient, someone that you love lashes out at you and you don't understand why. Remember, they're still your person. They need you. They rely on you. The disease is doing the talking, not them. And on the hard days, the really hard days, give yourself some grace. If you can, remove yourself from the situation, even if just for a few minutes. I used to go sit and cry in my car. Just get it off my chest, and then I'd go back in and then I could deal with whatever was going on with mom. Take a short walk. Just get some fresh air. It's really important to take care of yourself so that you can properly care for them. That's a really important fact. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I never did. Or should I say, I rarely did. I really only had my daughter and my husband available to help. My husband tried as much as he could, but he's just not a caregiving type of person. And my daughter is busy with her own life. She's got young kids, a husband, a job, a house. I didn't want to burden her. So instead, I just wore myself out trying to take care of my life, my job, my husband, my pets, my house, and my mom. It was a lot. I didn't really realize until mom moved into the assisted living how hard it was on me. Speaking of regrets, what would I have done differently if I had a crystal ball and knew what was coming? I really hate to go there, but what would I have done differently? I think there are two main things. One being I would have moved my mom into assisted living much sooner. I really think the social part of that was really starting to help mom. By the time we got her moved in, I think it was just too late. The disease was already affecting so much of her life and her abilities to enjoy things that she had a hard time joining in and enjoying the lifestyle because she just didn't feel good. She had a hard time walking. She'd have to go to the bathroom constantly. She just had, the disease was just taking hold, and it was really just too late, unfortunately. If we had gotten there even just a year prior, she would have more time with her friends, social calendar, keeping her busy, built-in support. She may not have declined as fast. Of course, anything could have happened, and it may not have made any difference at all. But I will say, I think my life would have been much easier. I didn't live with Mom. I'm married. I have a house to keep, children, grandchildren to love on. I have pets. I work full time. So my caregiving was over and above all my normal life stuff. I know it sounds selfish, but I didn't realize how stressed I was until Mom moved into her assisted living. And I slept soundly for an entire night, knowing that there was more people to care for if she needed it. I was trying to be everything for everyone, and I think I definitely took a toll on me. Another key thing I would have done differently was 5 years ago when she was first diagnosed, I would have found a movement disorder specialist. Actually, it's been more than 5 years because she's been gone almost a year now. Oh my goodness. We had no idea that her normal neurologist was not really the best choice for her care. By the time I realized it, we had a year wait for the appointment with the specialist. We never really knew that there was such a thing. It wasn't until my mom was deeply into the disease and really suffering that I happened upon some information that taught me the difference between a general neurologist and a movement disorder specialist. I did a whole video about it. I'll post a link in the description so you can watch that one too. Unfortunately, Mom passed away about a month before we even got to go see him and benefit from his knowledge. So I strongly suggest that you find a good movement disorder specialist at the beginning before you really need one. Oh, so wrapping up, mood swings and Parkinson's are not easy, but understanding why they happen can make them a little less scary. I'm not a doctor, I'm just a daughter who lived through it with my mom, learned a lot along the way, and I want to help you through it too. If this helped you at all, please leave a comment, share your story, like the video, subscribe to my channel, etc. I've got more videos coming, so hopefully some of my information will help someone out there. Until then, be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think.